old friend Theseus has one of the strangest habits. He's never satisfied with his current wife, and is always on the lookout for a new bride.
What a Chad.
Antiope, sister of the Amazon queen Hippolyta, is the latest woman to catch his eye, and he has abducted her.
That's not quite so. That's a bit. Yeah. That's not cool, Theseus.
Meanwhile, strange things are afoot in Sparta and Corinth. Spies report that both cities are mobilizing their military forces for what can only be some troublesome purpose. The Oracle of Apollo will come in handy to help you keep a watchful eye on these cities, but ultimately, Sparta must be subdued if you're going to fulfill your destiny. In the middle of all these troubles is Artemis. The Amazons and Spartans are both her people, and she's bound to do something to help them both out. Ares too loves these wars, so don't be surprised if he gets.
I seem to remember saying a couple of videos ago how we didn't have much in the way of mythology in this this adventure, moments before I got invaded by Centaurs. And of course now we've got Amazons, who are just fictitious people. Never even heard of the place. Don't worry about it. We've got all of a sudden, what's the names getting involved? Artemis and Ares. And who's on my side? Nobody. Well, Hermes, all the good he's done, and Apollo. And I got to slay a monster as well. What is this? Oh well, I'll see you in the city. Okay, are you ready for this? This is the grand finale. This is episode 8 of 8, although it's video 10 of 10. But don't worry about that. That was just to break it down into YouTube size chunks, videos about an hour long. However, it's time for some real Greek on Greek action, which now I've said it out loud sounds an awful lot dirtier than it did in my mind. Never mind. We are in the middle of the Peloponnesian Wars. That's lasted from 431 to 404. It's greater than 20 years, and with a bit of luck, so will this video, as in last greater than 20 years. So Sparta, who've never been particularly good to me, have got an awful lot stronger. They are apathetic. They're rivals, as are Corinth, but they're docile, so I'm not expecting anything to come from them unless it's scripted. Mt Pelion have managed to wriggle away again, but I'm going to sort them out because Centaurs need to be kept under the boot. Taurus, I don't know what a Taurus is, but and Ithami have somehow managed to wrangle their way back in as equals. They're allies now as opposed to vassals, but which I think is just cheapening out a bit. The Persians have been put in their place, and rightly so, although they did manage to wrangle their way back into things in the actual Peloponnesian Wars, which I've actually got some notes here. I hope to fill up the commentary a little bit during the quiet periods with what I've gleaned about the Peloponnesian Wars, because they are fantastic. Instead of mentioning in the previous video, the one before last, it was like the squandering of the Greek hegemony that they managed to gain over the Persians after the Persian Wars. They then spent the next 30, 50, about 70 years squabbling amongst themselves. First with Sparta trying to get hegemony from Athens, which they managed, although I'm supposed to win this scenario. In real life, the Spartans won the Peloponnesian Wars and got rid of the democracy and imposed 40 tyrants, which then got deposed and replaced with a democracy. So it's a very short-lasting peace for the Spartans. They didn't know quite what to do with it, and they ended up falling out with Corinth. And there was a series of Corinthian wars. So all Sparta got from winning the Peloponnesian Wars was just more problems, because Corinth rose up against them, and then Thebes made a bid for hegemony as well. They managed it, again for about 10 years after that. And after all the squabbling, I think the Thebans brought the Macedonians in under Philip II of Macedon to sort them all out, to help them, and then Philip just sorted them all out. And then from there you go into Alexander the Great, which isn't real Greek history because he's Macedonian. Lorien loves me. Amphipolis loves me. Well, that's a nice way to start the mission. So we've got to do a couple of things. We have to, let's take a look at the goals. We have to rule Sparta, we have to rule Eritrea, which we do, we have to rule Corinth, which we don't. We need to protect the city from the dragon. Don't bore me with details, game. I don't need to know what you mean by that. But we need to protect ourselves. We need a sanctuary to Apollo, and we need 960 people in tenements or better. We have 5,087, so I think we've got that one. So what I'm thinking is, I'm going to start construction on the sanctuary to Apollo here. So I quite like the idea of it being near the posh house. Good. So it's devolving or evolving? I saw some change there. I think it was evolving, so no need to worry. So I'll move the maintenance shed. First thing to do with the Peloponnesian Wars, move the maintenance shed. I'll move that gymnasium over there. Ooh, 12 marble, lovely. That's exciting stuff is happening all across Greece, and I'm doing some urban planning.
You can discover more about a person in an hour of
Again, I've forgotten which tab is which, because these tabs, for some reason to me, look very similar. They've just got like a humanoid shape next to it. Apparently that's enough to confuse me. Still doesn't take much to confuse me. So there we go. We've got a whole bunch of marble, we've got a whole bunch... In fact, we've got a whole bunch of everything, so if we just stockpile... Stop selling sculptures. Corinth is no longer trading. It's fine, doesn't bother me. Is anybody else not trading and as such taking up space in my warehouses? Mt Pelion are not trading, but they don't know it yet, but they soon will be. So what have I got in terms of military forces available? A fair few. So Mt Pelion has 2 shields. That should be enough to source them out. I don't know how many times I want to call in, because this was unbeknownst to me, but your commenter, Igor, welcome back. I believe that's how I say his name. All I do is see it written down. I've never heard it spoken, so I do apologise. Points out that you can only use cities to help you with military strikes so many times before that no longer happens again. So I think I commented that before I'll wear out Delos, and then I'll wear out Amphipolis, and then I'll wear out anybody that I've got left. Oh, Olympia have stopped doing their thing as well. Perhaps we ought to. Yeah. So this is the Peloponnesian League. It wasn't a league; it was just Sparta and friends, and they weren't friends; they were just people under the boot of Sparta. To counter the Delian League, which is under, was where the treasury of the Delian League was originally kept at Delos before it was moved to Athens, and it was decided that rather than it being like a voluntary contribution, what you should do is actually just pay tribute to Athens. So it's sort of merged into the Athenian Empire. And in many respects, the Athenians are the bad guys in this. You tend to think, yeah, democracy, the good guys, monarchies, the city-state of Sparta, bad guys. But it was basically a case of greedy Athenians taking over more and more islands to bring into the Delian League with their naval supremacy. And yeah, I think if you refused if you refused to join the league, you got invaded. So this is what happened to the island of Melos, which is where you get the Melian dialogues from. That famous phrase: "The strong can take what they can; the weak will suffer what they must." It's like the ultimate in realpolitik. Like might is right, according to the Athenians at this period. I don't know why I built another house there, because I can't afford it. Well, I can, but I haven't got the armour for it. And since Mt Pelion's decided to not do the thing, I can't get any armour from them, but we will do soon enough. So what I think I might do is conquer Mt Pelion. Taurus, I'm not particularly bothered about. I want to try and get Olympia back. Although I'm not so fussed about getting olive oil now. Because I've got an abundance of the stuff. Ellis produces carrots and wine. Perhaps I ought to bang my head against Corinth just for a bit. Just to weaken them, so I've only got one big city to deal with rather than two. And then finally take out Sparta. Who are shown as being very rich there, but of course in reality they weren't, because they didn't even have the proper currency. They used iron. They had a special name for them. I can't remember what they call them now. But they were designed to be as uncomfortable and impossible to carry as possible. So you couldn't just to make transactions really difficult to do and virtually worthless because they're made of iron. And this idea is to try to do away with material things, because material wealth is decadent and corrupting. And, you know, it is, and it does. But I'm not going to impose a military state with two kings in order to... Also, I've very little idea of how they managed to how they managed with two monarchs running side by side. Surely the whole point of a monarchy is there's one, Monos. But hey ho, not for me to take issue with the Spartans. Although in this episode it is up to me to take issue with the Spartans. So let's just what can I do? What can I do? Apart from desperately trying to get some more armour in. Well, everybody's happy at least. Can I do something about these? Or are they just condemned to remain like that forever? You've already got a commemorative monument. And it feels a bit wasteful to put a second one in. But I do have commemorative monuments to spare. I'll just open the wrong tab. Not once, not twice, not even 3 times, but 4 times. Ithme loves me. Well, you know, I liked it more when you were a vassal. But hey, you never know. You do give me olives. You probably would have helped him with Mt Pelion. If I'd have read the introduction of the other video, apparently the chap here, Pirithous of Ithme, is a friend of Theseus's, and the reason why I was demanding so much from Amphipolis was to help him against Mt Pelion. It's just they asked so rudely. It's like a friend of a friend. You don't talk to a friend of a friend like that. I'm assuming I'm a friend of Theseus, but I was looking back before I started here, and he hasn't really done that much for me, has he? It's been a bit of a burden. So he turns up late after drinking all of my wine and bankrupting the city by asking for whole heaps of marble. First thing he says is, "Oh, a lot of unemployment here." Cheeky get. He takes out the Minotaur and then just swans off, never to be seen again, although he does defeat an army from Knossos for me. But he's nowhere to be seen when the Persians invade, twice. Ugh. I will bring you under my thumb. Just you watch. Also, take that. Lovely. Great. Oh. Of course, I forgot, as I often do, to build your artisans. I mean, it's going to cause problems with desirability, but they are a temporary measure. Also, these people don't seem to mind. Can I build horses? Yes. Build horses. Can I grow horses? Yeah. Or indeed, breed horses? Yes, I can. But how do I go about this? Because they're not pleasant places to be next to, horse ranches. But I've got two problems. The horse trader won't walk very far, but you can't have the horse ranches too close because they're very undesirable. Apparently, I don't know. I don't think I would. I don't think I'd mind living near a horse ranch. You worthless swine! Is that it? Where's the rest of you? I'm loath to speak your name by Jingo because it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I, Chiron of Mt Pelion, am extremely angry with you. What did I do? You shouldn't have broken away from being my vassal. Well, I've still got some troops. I do need a lot more armour though. Okay, so we can have some horse ranches. I'm thinking here. Ooh, that's just a bad fit. If he can't walk that far, these people don't deserve horses. Seems entirely reasonable. But I'll build a vendor here just in case.
Fulfill an outstanding request.
No, no Hermes, don't do that. Oh well, I suppose it keeps the Spartans off my back. Gives me time to deal with... Forget the Peloponnesian Wars, forget this pinnacle war of the ancient world. I've got to sort out these Centaurs. The Peloponnesian Wars do have a sort of... They kind of reflect through to the rest of his history. Like, people tend to see themselves in... The one I can think of, the most recent one, is the Cold War, where it was seen as the Americans were Athens and the Soviet Union was Sparta. But there's been others as well that, for some reason, escape my mind right now. But they'll come to me. Hold that thought. What's the employment situation like? Reasonable? I mean, I'll just have to produce my own armour. Mount Pelion's going to be difficult. So we've got some wheat, that's being delivered up there. I never did build that horse trainer, did I? I'm curious. No labour. No labour.
This city is like Ajax.
No labour.
Shoulders above the rest.
No goods. That's fine, but it's... Oh, there are goods. You're just not trying hard enough. Lovely. I say, before I get too hung up with armour, I do need to get... Well, hung up with horses. I need to give everybody armour. Is difficult to make because these people are taking ages. Whereas that's coming along quite nicely. I'm not quite sure what a Temple of Apollo does for you. Inspires your competitors in the Pan-Hellenic Games. Is that it? Sanctifies theatres, gymnasiums, podiums and stadium stadia, allowing them to provide more actors. That is... oh, I guess it's good for hygiene. But still, that's really disappointing. Why would you get Apollo? If not for... unless you were required to. Well, you know... I will end you, Mt Pelion. Although I do need more workers. Cram them in. There we go. Don't think there's any more room. So I want to man the towers. I assume it's going to come from either this direction or this direction. So either way, it's going to run into the walls. Apparently there's a bit of wall missing there. Well, I didn't want to send you that wine, Sparta. Don't think too highly of me. Oh yeah, that gap in the wall's there for a reason. Although this isn't. That's a bit ugly. There we go. Neat and tidy. Without getting goods, I've got a feeling there's just a constant back and forth. Are you going all the way across the city?
Odysseus? How much longer do I have to travel before I reach my destination? And where's Calypso?
Oh no, you're only taking them up there. That seems reasonable. So they're going all the way up there to drop them off. He's getting them from there to there, and the traders
There is never a genius
walking backwards and forwards to try and get all everybody's armour all the time very quickly. I think we've got this. Well, they should have. They're now a shield 1. About 2,500 tracks. What a pitiful army. Let's fight it. Oh, I need to man the towers as well. Well, it's just poor form, isn't it? That's it! I got beaten back by that! I'm insulted. We'll call those two. Hopefully they don't do too much damage in breaking down the walls. Where did they come from? Oh well, there's a bit more. That's a bit livelier. Still, this is where I would like the battle to take place. Oh wait, I didn't mean for all of you to turn up. Oh well, if I can throw wave after wave of my own men at them, at least it won't take up any armour. Although it probably won't do the economy much good. I mean, I will get through this. I'm going to finish the Peloponnesian Wars by the... we've got a bank holiday at the moment, so I've got 3 days to get through this. Oh my god, is this going to take 3 days at this rate? Okay, I'm not going to lie. This isn't going to plan. This is really not going to plan. How have they broken through and why is nobody stopping them? God, I hope they don't take down that warehouse. Holy moly, this is... I regret nothing. Well, at least until the warehouse gets destroyed, and I regret everything. I did not expect this to be such a big fight. In the words of that, what's his name from Star Wars? I expected the battle to be far from here. What's his name? The people of the Trade Federation. Newt Gunray, that's the one. Oh, there's a battle taking place in the palace, and he was expecting the battle to take place out in the field where the guns were. Good. See that you do. Oh, they destroyed the drama school. Okay, I think it's time to strike while the iron's hot. Yeah, I didn't want to bring in allies again. I wanted to take them on myself. But that doesn't seem to be happening. Okay, everybody go home. Well, I have a quick rethink. Because now I made a rod for me and back because I can't really do anything till I actually deal with Mt Pelion because I don't want them on my back. I mean, it's not a huge invasion, but it's just not something I'd rather do. Also, they went straight for that weak point. So. Just fill it up with wall, and all because that tower needs road access. So we're no longer manning the towers. There were 442 workers needed. That's quite a lot. But then again, I did raise all the rabble. There must be a button somewhere where I can just press to just put all of these back. Thank you. I guess Lorraine's just feeling a bit sorry for me, I guess. Oh, this is... I mean, you're watching this. You must be able to tell me if there's a better way of doing this than this. Preferably in time for the before the next episode. I can't even remember what it is. Because I know with the order now, it's Thebes, Argos, Athens, Labours of Hercules, I think? And then something in Voyages of Jason, Labours of Hercules. So the title of the city is not even in the name of the episode. So while all that was going on... Oh, come on, too distant. It's right there. Also, are they going to collapse sometime soon? Yes, yes they are. I guess that's fair. A hosted ranch can catch fire. A lot of combustible materials. Is anything else going to catch fire while I'm here? Also, it's quite good that they've just combined hazards into one tab. So you don't have to scroll through, see which is going to get collapsed, and then see which one's going to catch fire. That's pretty good. But since the game is being difficult... Good. Gimme, 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 gimme. Everybody paid, more or less. I think if I move the tax collector from here to there, and then put a little path out there, to there, there's a road naturally, or 3. And then we have a couple more horse ranches. But I'm also wondering, can these people actually upgrade? Because this side has access to the stadium, and this side doesn't. Also, it's not very packed there. There's only 12 people watching that. Right, we're back to where we started because Mt Pelion is back up to strength 2. But I'm hopefully more than that now. You need some armour. Everybody needs armour. There is plenty of armour. What I might do, since I've now got a... I forgot to put a maintenance shed in, didn't I? We could have a storehouse here, whose job it is to get armour. Get 12 of this stuff. And I'm not so fussed about everything else, it's just armour where we seem to be falling short. Employees are needed. Why? I'm not manning the towers, and there's been no great increase in industry. If anything, I've put in more housing, so we should be. Get stuffed. Have any of these people got horses yet? No. Because there's no vendor. What am I doing? There's no wheat there. But there is wheat over there. Like, there's plenty of wheat and we buy it in. Ooh. Well, that's coming on nicely, so at least we're making some progress somewhere. Need to protect the city from a dragon, rule Corinth, rule Sparta, rule Mt Pelion. I am not finishing the scenario until the Centaurs are under my hoof. Oh, thank you. Six workers needed. I guess once we get rid of these chaps, it should bring it up to it. Ah, lovely. Now I think horsemen are worth, one horseman's worth 4 hoplites, I think. Something like that. Good. Actually, I ought to do a bit better. Winning these games makes you more popular among all of Greece, and if you do them often enough, you don't have to worry about diplomats because everybody being diplomatic because everyone just loves you because you keep winning games. But it is odd that they've started in this episode. Have you noticed? Last few episodes, they just haven't been any Isthmian games or Olympic games or the other types. Got some good chances though. Do with a bit more drama. Drama! Actually, there's plenty of drama at the moment. Ugh. Jason's Hall. Oh, don't do that. It also sells more olive oil. That's pretty good. Right, my cheese is under attack. This is the worst thing. I also need to find a place to put Jason's Hall. What does he want? 2 horseman companies. That's it. Everything else is catered for. Although he will eat all of my food. Right, before that dragon does too much damage, I just need another horseman company. Which, you know, we're working on. They need some more armour. Wait, there's some armour right there. Thank you. I will need it after Jason's eaten. The man's going to eat 64 crates of food. That's a heroic amount. This says the dragon. Yep, it's happening, people. We're facing a full cheese blockade. That is a lot of grapes. I'm going to cut down on that. We will need to buy some food in. And already importing carrots. You'd better believe I'm going to start trading with you, Sonny Jim. Need some fish from Amphipolis as well. Not good for the exchequer, but I... Huh. Terrible news by Jingo. Our city's annexed actors managed to bring the audiences to tears. Unfortunately, they were performing a comedy. Our actors lost the Pythian games. Build more drama schools and theatres. No! They're huge. What are the size of them? I can't see. I haven't got space. I am waiting on one more horseman company. Why is this not coming to me? Oh, that's cool. 2 horsemen live there. 4 horsemen live there. There's 2 spare horses there. So I've got 4, 6, there's 8 in a company. I suppose we've just got to wait. What's that dragon doing? Hey! I can't remember what was in there. I think it's all the marble I needed. I think it was as well. You should get some marble. Well, I hope we can fight back the Spartans. They are quite powerful. So yeah, one of the reasons why the Peloponnesian Wars lasted so long is because there was like an imbalance between the 2 forces. Like the Spartans were, of course, supreme on land, and the Athenians were supreme on sea. So neither side could, well, both sides could win against the other, but they could never bring the other side to heel. If you know what I mean. So that there was never a point where you could definitely say one side had won. You say, well, they're Spartans, surely, because they could just march up to Athens and give them a hard time. But they did do that. But the Athenians just went inside the city walls and just sort of waited it out. And it's quite interesting because you wonder, well, people have thought that the Spartans just turn up and they could just sort of torch all the crops and basically starve the Athenians out. But I was listening to Victor Davis Hanson on this, who is a classicist, knows everything they need to know about the... Oh, bloody hell. Themyscira launches an invasion. Oh, an Amazon warm party. Oh, lovely, thank you. Where's Themyscira? Oh, it's there. I don't think that's what the Amazons were. But I was talking about Victor Davis Hanson. Not only is he like a classicist and written several books on Peloponnesian Wars, but he's also a farmer as well. Like, he lives in a family farm they grew up on. And he actually tested this theory by trying to set fire to... basically set fire to his own crops. He had some... He lives in California. He's got like a Mediterranean-like climate. He tried... I think he tried burning some olive groves. And you just can't do it, apparently. Even with like modern technology, but I think he tried to do it with technology that the Spartans would have had to hand, like using torches and trying to. And it's apparently they're really hard to take. That the flames just don't take to them because they are very resistant to flames. So when the Athenians turn up and try to burn the crops, they're not gonna. It's not gonna work. So come on, Jason. I actually need you to fight off the Amazons as well while you're here. Because I have sent all my forces abroad. Whoops. So well, you imagine that the Spartans all turn up. And remember that this is an age of like campaigning seasons, and they can only keep people in the field for so long, even if they are as tough as Spartans. And you can't feed them from the land because leave my dairies alone. So you're arriving out of season for the crops, and I don't know why you can't harvest the crops while you're outside. But there's some reason that the Spartans couldn't, so they had to abandon any attempts to siege Athens, and of course they could just get supplies in from the sea because they had dominance of the sea.
fulfill an outstanding request.
Cheers, Hermes. And that kind of happens back and forth. So the Athenians can't launch an invasion of Sparta apart from to go by sea. But there's only so much you can do because you'll land, and then you'll get slapped down by Sparta and their allies. Don't go around the dragon. Oh, wasn't Jesus managed to get through? Hey! Okay, what's the employment situation? Bad, actually. What are we waiting on? 4 slabs of marble and some wood. Now just 4 slabs of marble, which is right there. So in 1 month, the Amazon War Party. I wonder if I'll get. So what do they call them? Words. Algorithms, that's one. Will pick up me saying Amazon so much and put adverts under this video, or the next video you look at, for Amazon products, because I keep on saying Amazon. But this is a different kind of Amazon. Apollo is truly happy today because you've chosen to celebrate him with the sanctuary. I didn't choose to, but go on. He has blessed in the eyes of the priests in the sanctuary, and they can now foresee the future. They also endowed your athletes, competitors, actors and philosophers with increased talents and skills. Apollo also vows to protect your city from any hideous monsters sent to your city. So, you know, dragons. Come on, Apollo. Why are employees suddenly needed? I mean, I could solve everything by just not manning the triremes. But for all I know, the Amazons might come by sea. And if they do, I'm laughing. Ha ha ha. Oh, I might actually manage to catch one of these. Oh, graphics. can really get the feel of the epic struggle that's taking place as the cheese wagons go past, unmolested, thanks to Jason of Argonauts fame. Come on, Jason, talk to me.
Every man is go for himself. Run!
Oh no, it's Apollo. I do beg his pardon.
Every man in...
Yikes! Let's see how fast this cart will go!
That's quite good. I didn't realise they did that. They actually say something different when there's a dragon in the path. Nice work, Apollo. I take most things back about the sanctuary. Actually, well, let's carry on watching the battle for a bit, because you've probably been frustrated by the lack of action that's taking place. But look at all that cheese going through. That's action to me. The logistics are all set up.
I am Jason of the Orcus, here to help you in any way I can.
Thanks, Jason, but you're a bit late. Apollo's taken over. Well, he's taking his time over it. Not that it mattered, because while he's doing that, the cheese supplies are getting through. Where is he? He's there.
I was telling the wife just the other day how great a city this is.
See, now, are you watching... What's your name? Theseus. That's how you be polite in somebody else's city. You say how lovely it is. Ah. Good work. We've also got Jason to help defend us against the Amazons. And he will, because I've given him 64 crates of food, the greedy beggar. What's he going to do with them? The dragon has been slain. Rejoice, for the dragon has been slain. Right, what's your problem? You need more armour. It's just a constant need for armour. Although I do think I've got a good supply system going now. And I'm not losing too much money. I mean, yes, I'm losing some, but, you know, it's wartime. What can you do? So we'll see what the Amazons do next month. Right. Oh, in 6 months. I've got plenty of time then. Wait, how long ago was that? That was in January. Ah, I've not got plenty of time. They'll be here next month. Yeah, next month. I know how many months are in a year. The Olympian Games begin. Let's see how we do. I like my chances because we've got good chances in all of them, thanks to Apollo, who I assume has like given them foresight. The basic, my athletes are basically cheating because they've got the gift of Apollo. So you know, yeah, it's just like the Olympics. My view on the Olympics is, I say allow all the doping that you can. I mean, let's just push the limits. Let's see how far we can go. Like, how far can we push human capacity with all the, you know, if you pump them full of so many performance-enhancing drugs, let's just let it go and see what happens. I'd be all in favour of that. And then have some other Olympics where you just, that doesn't happen and we keep it nice and clean. How long have you been out like that? Go home. Must have got stuck. Right, let's point out that they've been abroad for... There we go. Am I not already helping you? I, Hermogenes, your humble and loyal vassal, is under your help. Needs your help. Under your help. Under attack and needs your help. Hold off on that. Postpone on that. I'm not going to let down. I'm not going to pass up 50 bushels of wheat. there is presumably... Yeah, that gets monitored by a chappie, doesn't it? Yes. So where are my other forces? They're already being sent to Erythrea. That seemed a little buggy to me. Also, where are these Amazons? Oh, is that it? 1,500 drachmas? I'll fight to defend the city, please. Your forces arrived in time and your combined armies were able to defend my city. I will take that 50 sheaves of wheat. Okay, where are your Amazons? Well, we could send some horsemen out. Never did check how many there actually were. And for the first time in quite a while, there's actually more soldiers inside the city than outside of the city. Why are the jump vacancies again? Am I calling rabble by accident? I think I am. You go home. Well, with the dragon slain, I can rebuild that warehouse with the marble in. Fantastic. Octus, Mo, Dictys, Chromis, Demelion, Sagittarius, and Mo. One of those names is not like the others. That's a pretty poor invasion, I'm not gonna lie. I won't ask for you if I didn't need the help. Fine. 3, 4, 5 apparently can see you off. 4, 3 and Jason. Off you go. Oh, great by Jingo! Good news around! Good news around? Abounds. Abounds. Our city's contestants won the Olympian Games and have been awarded the Olive Wreath Crown. Been awarded the Olive Wreath Crown. It's not me, it's the text, I swear. If our city has a working stadium in 4 years, we can host our own games. Furthermore, we can now build a commemorative monument to honour the fine contenders of our victory. And to top it off, other cities throughout Greece now think more highly of you when they're not invading. What? They didn't even turn up. Oh yeah, that was something I was going to do. I'm going to put a gatehouse there. Gatehouse, it's a military structure. So I was finding it was getting too difficult to get troops out because they have to go all the way around there. Right, apparently they've been defeated, but I'm also a bit wary because I don't want them just trashing things on the way back. So let's take a look. What have we got? A very nice horseman company. Peloponnesian loves me. If I can't live in your city, then being your vassal is the next best thing. So I've got one army on the way out, one army on the way in. There's a hero I'm just sending out just for good measure. Because if you're going to eat 64 crates of my food, I'm going to make you work for it. Where's the rest of the army? They move so slowly by comparison. I'm going to man the towers as well, just so we can fire at them as they're walking past. And then stop crewing the boats. That gets rid of the employment situation.
I was telling the wife just the other day how great a city this is.
So, got some soldiers back. Some other soldiers have gone out. I also think Mt Pelion should be destroyed. When these people are just running away, aren't they? There is no honour in what I'm doing here. But you know, we all love a bit of a battle, don't we? Come on, take them on. Where are you going? Dead? Oh well. Right, lower the wages down and we will send everybody back. Forces in the city, standing down. I think that's enough to give Mt Pelion a thick ear. So I really want to give Mt Pelion a thick ear, so off you go, and I hope Sparta don't invade in the meantime. Bear in mind, it takes 2 months for the Centaurs to get to me. I wonder how long it takes for me to get to the Centaurs. I don't know how long I've been playing this mission now. I imagine about an hour in, and we've not even touched Sparta. Like, Sparta's like, who are those guys? Don't worry about it. They're probably docile at this point. They're apathetic. Corinth are docile. In fact, do I need to invade Corinth? Yeah, I do. That's a pity. Let's get some more warriors, because I'm feeling bloodthirsty. So a conquest monument there, and a diplomacy monument there, and then surround it with parks. Or a few benches around them. Can you rotate benches? No, it's just a little bit pernickety. What's my wine supply like? Plentiful, I should hope, because we're getting plenty of grapes in, and there's lots of wineries. Again? I'm already sending people out to help you. I didn't get any grapes this year, but that's fine. I've got quite a few.
I have come down from Mount Olympus.
I mean, I've got a big military, but there's only so many things I can do at any one time. How many... I mean, Sparta's pretty much sending an invasion, then immediately afterwards sending another invasion, then immediately sending another invasion. And I can't cope. It's a bit like what Knossos was doing to me in episode 2. Just keep sending invasions till something happens. The problem is that while I'm on the defensive, I'm not progressing. I am progressing. Most marshalled by Jingo, your army was victorious at Mt Pelion, and its leader Chiron is ashamed. Get back under my boots. But, you know, no hard feelings, so have a large chunk of wine to get yourself drunk on. Those troops should come back in a couple of months. These troops apparently take forever. I don't know why, it's not that far away. So these troops managed to go to Mt Pelion and pretty much back again in the time it's taken to try and save Eritrea. So it doesn't seem worth it. Still, I probably need to send some troops to save them, so... I feel very vulnerable right now. Still, hopefully in a couple of months time, the invasion force at Mt Pelion will come back. And then that's this front closed off, because Taras is respectful, and I don't think there's anything scripted with them. And I don't want to conquer them because I don't want to sell armour. I don't want to sell olive oil. I've got enough fleece and wine, thank you very much.
Has anyone seen my spear? How can I be a spear carrier without my
Yeah, I say that. But I don't see much fleece lying around. Ah, there it is. Nobody else sells fleece today. Oh, we can start stockpiling, start exporting sculpture again. And, would you look at that, we're trading with Mt Pelion. Isn't that nice? I'm not buying any more armour for you because I've got plenty of my own, thank you. Exporting sculptures. What else can I export? Exporting marble. I don't think I'll be needing any more, so just get rid of the stuff. I can't trade with anybody else, that's it. I've got these here. Import wheat, yes. I'm not trading with Olympia, because they've joined the dark side. I might buy some fleece from them as well, because you never know. Also, fleece is cheap, it's only 60. And by exporting sculptures would cost 640, making a healthy profit. Ah. Or would be, if the war wasn't raging. Lord, your forces arrived in time and our combined armies were able to defend my city. The troops that are assaulting Mt Pelion have been able to go out there, conquer Mt Pelion and come back in the time it's taken for anything to happen in Etruria. Sparta is looking weak at the moment. 3 shields. So I might conquer them and take Corinth last. Also, I'm still manning the walls. High unemployment is a problem, so I will man the oars. Now, labour shortage is a problem, so I'm not going to man all the oars. Mt Pelion is grateful for wine. Should hopefully subdue them somewhat. There. That's a nice happy medium. Amphipolis, I hope you like me, because you're coming on with me on an adventure. I assume you still can. Yes. You and me are going to take down Sparta, because they look weak. So what I found out about the Peloponnesian Wars, aside from what happened, in what order, and who the victors were, spoiler alert, oh, I've already told you, haven't I? Without the spoiler alert, Sparta wins. And it doesn't do them much good. Also, I don't need them anymore. Good stuff. I should think they do love me. I have spent so much time trying to defend them. So I'll get rid of them, and them, and them. I don't think you need the maintenance shed. But I do need the maintenance shed because there's an act colony there. So, I will rebuild that. And how many units do I have in the city now? A lot. Including Jason. So, I don't need my navy, forget about it. I'm going to take the tigers, the battlers, Ares' sons, the wild boars, big oxen, the combatants, it's an imaginative name, the victors, it's a hopeful name, and Jason, along with the support of... actually no. I know Corinth likes me, but they're also the bigger threat for the time being. They've got 3, 4, 5, they've got 5 shields. Right. So they're the toughest you can be without being unconquerable. So let's try and conquer them. Same again, the combatants, the victors, Athena's pride, the battlers, the sons, the combatants, my favourite, the big oxen, and we will leave the lions, the tigers and the wild boar, so all animal themed, because the frogs are out. We will take Jason and we'll get support from Amphipolis, and we will take down Corinth, or at least severely weaken them. Actually, I'm going to take the wild boars as well and leave a feline based detachment at home and hope nothing happens. So let's go. Should do alright because it's got Jason with us. And I am going to turn the light on because it's suddenly gone quite dark. Excuse me a second. There we go, so I'm just sitting in a darkened room by myself with nothing but the glow of the monitor to light my face. So one thing I took from the Peloponnesian Wars is this chap called Alcibiades. I put next to him just a complete mad lad. So he's the leader of the war party in Athens. He was desperate to go over to Sicily to basically expand the Athenian influence over into the Italian peninsula, because apparently this is not enough. There's like an Athenian, like a Doric Athenian conflict taking place with the Hellenic people in Sicily, because there's like a Greek influence there. As anybody who's played Rome Total War knows, with Syracuse starts off as Greek. Thank you. Fantastically good looks. Oh, you can come again. I bet you don't like me so much now that I've called you into a... Ooh. Wow, everybody loves me. They are a lot weaker now than they were. I hope that doesn't affect the outcome of the battle. So yeah, got a timeline and events. So they sail off to... So that they basically, the war party in Athens, led by Alcibiades, basically trick Athens into supporting this expedition to Sicily, which is a bit out of the way from the Peloponnesian Wars. They have to actually go round Sparta to get there. But before they go, the peace party vandalise all the statues of Hermes around the city, but accuse Alcibiades of blasphemy for causing this to happen, Can you believe it? So when he sets sail, he then halfway through the journey to Sicily, he is basically recalled and said he's going to be put on trial and possibly executed. He then understandably flees. As he's going past Sparta, he actually flees to Sparta. So he defects to Sparta and then advises Sparta on how best to defeat Athens. And it does a bunch of stuff that helps improve the fortunes of the Spartans for this part of the war. This is part of the second part. This is Peloponnesian Wars 2, Electric Boogaloo. While he's there, he has an affair with King Aegis's wife, which causes a bit of a diplomatic furore. He also ends up losing influence, possibly because he's sleeping with the boss's wife. So then, after doing that, he flees and defects to the Persians, where he then advises the Persians on how best to beat the Spartans and the Athenians by basically pitting one side against the other, which is what they did throughout this 30-year period. The Persians couldn't believe the luck. They just keep on supporting one side and supporting the other, and they're happy to oblige by just fighting each other constantly. But while he's in the court on the way to he wants to come back to Athens because there's an Athenian at heart. But in order to do so, because he thinks if he goes back when there's a democracy, they will try him and execute him, or at least decommission him. Eritrea is under attack. And I've got nobody left. Hold that thought. I'm never going to say no to some fleece. So where was I? Yeah, so he gets his supporters of the war party in Athens to overthrow the democracy and impose a oligarchy, which it calls the Rule of 400, which then goes into the Rule of 5,000. I don't know quite how that happens, but there's a democratizing thing where we can bring more people in. We'll take the democracy up to 5,000, the oligarchy up to 5,000, which, considering that Athens probably has somewhere in the tens of thousands of people, and probably less than that that are eligible to vote, it's probably pretty close to the democracy as was. So he gets a command because he puts his people in charge. He then goes back to Persia because he thinks he's still got influence with them, to basically get support for any attacks on Sparta. Gets imprisoned, and then a month later escapes. So it's like he's all over the place. He's like double crossing left, right, and centre. Of course, it's a one-man diplomatic incident. He then beats the Spartans at sea at Abgidos and a place I can't pronounce, Cyzicus, C-Y-Z, and I can't read my own writing, something C-U-S, C-Y-Z-I-C-U-S, Cyzicus. He then returns to Athens as a hero, but wants to test the waters first because he wants to see if he won't be lynched by an angry mob. But they persuade him that no, he's actually quite welcome to come back, and he gets a hero's welcome. And if it was Roman, it would be a triumph, but it isn't because he isn't. He then loses half a fleet to Lysander later on because he leaves half the fleet in control of a subordinate with the expressed instructions that whatever you do, don't attack. And then his subordinate sees the Spartan fleet, because at this point the Spartans have learned that they need to get a navy in order to beat the Athenians, which is how they ultimately win the Peloponnesian Wars. With Persian money they buy a fleet and basically beat the Athenians at sea by defeating one half the navy under Alcibiades' helmsman, who disobeys orders and goes on the attack, loses half the fleet, and Alcibiades can't persuade the Spartans to take on his side of the fleet in advantageous, good stuff, circumstances. And I've won the Isthmian Games as well. Good stuff, Apollo. He's really doing it for me. I am getting so many plaudits. Oh, that's weird. The game froze for a second. Never mind. So yeah, he goes back. He loses the fleet, so he's dismissed as an admiral, and loses all command that he was given when he returned back to Athens when he overthrew the democracy there. But he decides he's going to go and get some support from Persia to get his reputation back, get some Persian support to help beat the Spartans. But on his way, he's assassinated en route, which he died the way he lived, basically. And it's like a neat... The instances of his death are like a culmination of his life. He was attacked by the Spartans on the way to the Persians to help the Athenians in like this web of deceit and crisscrossing alliances. And why haven't you got any actors? In fact, why is that still there? Let's get rid of it. Because you don't need the theatre. So yeah, what I learned from reading is Alcibiades, mad lad. It's just, like, and while all this is going on, all this crisscrossing, and because you read it, and it's an incredibly personal story because it's you see these admirals taking decisions on the hoof, because of course you can't report back to base in an age before telecommunications. They're making deals with this person and that person, and letting this person go, but allowing that thing to happen. It's absolutely mad. I imagine this is going on in like a 20-year period of like just shifting alliances and a bit like a Cold War, a little bit hotter than a Cold War, but a little bit cooler than a hot war, as you might imagine it. So battles are taking place, cities are getting plundered, but also there's like battles for influence and shifting alliances between city-states, and who's part of the Delian League and who's part of the Peloponnesian League. And I've run out of armour again. Also, that's it. I just wanted to get that story out of the way. I'm going to speed the game up now so we can get on with it. Knossos is under attack. Hold that thought. Invasion at Corinth is crushed. But look how weak he is now. In fact, they're both really weak. So Knossos needs some help, and who else needed help? Eritrea again. Ugh. And then Knossos needs some troops at some point in the near future. Hopefully when Jason gets back. I'll take that. Also, our exchequer's recovered quite nicely. Look at that. 24,000 in, 17,000 out. Could do with a few more years like that. It's so confusing. They've got troops there, we've got troops there. I want some troops over there, and I need to send another expedition out to take Corinth out. And then Sparta is looking really weak, actually. How much time have I got to help Knossos out with? 4 months, and that was in September, October, November, December. Oh, I've got until the start of the new year. Hopefully, the forces that tried to invade Corinth will be back by then, so we can send Jason and a couple of companies just to do what they can, and some triremes as well. Oh, good stuff. So, before you get comfortable, you need to go off to Knossos. The Thunderers, the Clashers, and 3 triremes. I'll take the Frogs. Leave the horses behind. And you go and try and save Knossos. We will leave those two just in position. Wait and see what happens. Thank you. I don't particularly need it anymore, but I'm always happy to do that. Yeah, Corinth is down to 1 shield. Amphipolis probably doesn't like me. Delos doesn't mind me though. And they've still got it in them for another military strike. And since it's episode 5, I think I can throw caution to the wind now. The beauty of this is you can just pick and choose vassals to attack. So whoever looks strongest at this moment in time. And if I can cycle between using colonies and using vassals, I think it'd be better if I could use colonies, because I've only got 2 of them to worry about. So the debuff that I get from using them, I only have to worry about upsetting Lorien and Amphipolis. Although Lorien does, he's fine with it, don't worry about it. Any damage done to the reputation was done by the fact that my competitors won the Isthmian Games. The Amazons are attacking, that's fine. Sardis respects me. I, Darius of Sardis. So now I've got the Persians on side. Perhaps I can ally with them and use those forces to attack the Spartans. Okay, so the defeated warriors are back. And how beat up are they? Quite beat up. This house has 4 spare horses. I'm not quite sure why. Corinth becomes hostile. I'm not surprised. So I'm going to wait for the Amazons to invade. That's probably going to be laughable. In fact, how long are they going to take? An Amazon war party in 8 months. Yeah, screw that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Leave behind Athena's pride, since Athens is the city of Athena. I'm surprised I can't build a sanctuary to her. Jason is going to go out and redeem himself. And we're going to try again. We should be a bit more successful now because it's only got 1 shield in defence. And hopefully we can get them sorted and come back and in time for the Amazonians to invade. Who are going to take 8 months because it's a long way to go from Asia Minor. I'll just point out there's no wiggle room, is there? There's like all my armour is getting used up. It wouldn't be used quite so much if I wasn't so gung-ho with the military. But this needs to get done. I'd also like to point out how off the date is. So currently we're in 754 BC. We're supposed to be in somewhere between 431 and 404 BC. So we're out by 300 years. Corinth launches invasions. Snap, that's what I'm trying to do. So Knossos regards you more highly. Good, so I managed to thwart both of the Spartan invasions. They are megally weak after all of that. And ready for a steamrollery. How many forces have I got? I've got 1 horseman. Athena's pride have been upgraded to horsemen, and I've got 2 triremes as well. I don't think Corinth are going to be invading using triremes. More's the pity. I wonder if I title this video Greek on Greek action, it'll get more views. Either that or I'll get taken down. Yeah, depends on the thumbnail I put with it, I guess. I wonder if I hover over like this, I could use this image as... There we go. I'll use that as a thumbnail. Although it could look grander. I just caught it as the words estates was evolving. That's a better image. I'll take that. You're actually watching me do the admin now. I'm surprised I'm not filming right in the video description. The look behind the curtain. I will fight to defend the city. Because the victorious warriors have returned. And the victorious warriors... Look at that! I do love it when a plan that comes together. So I've conquered Corinth. My warriors have returned from both the Savian expeditions, all in time to beat whoever at Corinth off that's invading me. But they've not got the memo that they are now my vassal. That's fine. Take the lions and Athena's pride? Yeah, because that's only 2 horsemen. Yeesh. One horseman. 4 horsemen. The Thunderers. The Clashers. These are pretty beat up, I'm not going to lie. Oh, they're not. They're fearless. Call them to action. Where's Jason? I can't remember. Oh, I think he's on his way back from Corinth, isn't he? Well, he doesn't like me, but why don't you have a great big gift of marble? That would fundamentally weaken the Peloponnesian League, because it was basically made up of Thebes, Corinth, and Sparta. But where is this army? Unless it turned around. Huh? Oh, I forgot about that earthquake. All the good that did. Oh, no problem. Right, war prevents immigration. So there is an army around here somewhere. I just don't know where it is. But I will man the towers just in case. I'll give people something to do anyway. I'm allegedly being invaded, but I don't see it. I wonder if there's a reset button. Or I'll just have to stay like this until I take Sparta. Lovely. Right, so my army's all ginned up. Put them back to bed. And then once we've recovered somewhat, we can go on the attack again. Oh, so these people get horses, these people don't, because they need more cultural venues. I thought it'd be something like that. Oh, hello.
I love watching mortals at their games, play acting, pontificating, and athleticizing.
Well, that's not quite how I remember Apollo. Sounds a bit camp, doesn't he? Right. Apparently that invasion never happened, and I didn't get a commemorative monument because of it. But I am leaking monuments now, so I'll have a victory monument there. Is there anybody else that's not at full desirability? Sure. 3, 4. In fact, we'll keep the frogs and send out the tigers. Mt Pelion loves me. Look at that. They were rivals not too long ago. Then the bitter rivals. Then bitter vassals. Now philanthropic. I have half a mind to try and conquer these as well, but I don't want to elongate this more than I need to. So you go off and attack Knossos and see how you get. Is it Knossos you go into? Thermopylae. And then what's the situation troop-wise for me? I have a feeling that I probably need to get some armour to put to people. There are a few people that need armour. Oh, I forgot about them. Yeah, I'm going to fight to defend the city. Hold that thought. No, I don't want that now. Right, where are the Amazonians? They're attacking by sea. That works for me. Let's not man the towers. Let's crew all the ships, and we will go out and see if we can stop them before they actually get to land. That'd be nice. Might speed the game up a bit so that something happens. I do like the fact that ancient warships had these eyes painted on them. It looks pretty cool. And let's watch this sea battle. See how it develops. Now this is a wooden wall. Doesn't seem to be doing much. Oh, there we go. See if you can't do some attacking. There we go. Nice. If they manage to land after all this, I'll not be happy. What is the point in having a navy? Oh, I can probably attack them from the shore, can't I? That was pretty satisfying, I'm not going to lie. They managed to sink all of their ships, but too late to do anything useful with them. Let's man the towers and put the wage rate up. There we go. You stand a bit closer, so you can get into tower range. No, they're there. Look at them. I've won the Nemean Games. What are they for? Just our contestants won the Nemean Games. Oh, good stuff. Off you go. So who's being invaded? Eritrea is being invaded again. I will send a legion of hoplites called the Horses. We'll send those 3 out. Dispatched. They'll take forever. Hopefully, the other people will come back fairly quickly. I've lost track of where everybody is. So everybody back to this everybody back home. I don't need you all now. You can all go back. Put that wage rate back down. Nice. You need some armor. You always need some armor. Ah, screw this. I'm going to invade Sparta. They're getting on my nerves. I'll take the frogs, the clashes, the thunderers, and the lions, and Jason, with support from Amphipolis again. Let's go. And we'll get this wrapped up in what seems like reasonable time, but it's probably come to 2 hours again. Oh, what happened there? Thermopylae regards you more highly. Good. I imagine the invasions that Sparta are sending out now are ludicrously weak. The vassals could probably fight them off themselves. Still, if it means they all love me, that's fine as well. And let's just take a moment to marvel at the city that we've built. A rather respectable patrician area. They could do with some armour, but it looks like it's never going to happen. 3 housing blocks of common housing, all maximised and looking very nice. Well, I don't think there's much you can do about your... In fact, that offends my sensibilities. So what I'm going to do, rebuild the wall just a little bit further that way. Some towers out there like that. What building needs access to a road? We've got access to a road, what are you on about? It did that thing where it like jumps to a location that usually means that a housing area is going to devolve or disappear if it doesn't get road access. Making me all panicky, but I'm fairly sure that everywhere's connected. Don't need them walls anymore. Don't need them anymore. And we'll place a nice big commemorative monument for happiness, to remind these people of how happy they are supposed to be. Also stick a few more houses in. If I have too many workers, I'm not paying them. I'm paying them too much. There we go. There we go. Perhaps it was a bit extravagant to just redesign the walls of the city to fit a commemorative monument in, but still. I'm assuming I'm going to win this fight against Sparta, but look at them, they've got down to 1 shield. And they've got Jason on side, who's actually earned his keep. I don't begrudge him the 64 crates of food, 16 amphorae of wine. Because he's almost, I think, it's been more useful than Theseus. It's Theseus' job fault that got us into this problem in the first place. Huh. Right, those people that left can immediately turn round again. Everyone apart from the combatants, just for just for the sake of irony. Off you go. Oh, everybody loves me. Apart from my own people. There's a way to check my oh, popularity is superb. Let's check and see if there's a B on the end or not. Food levels good, employment good, hygiene great, unrest none, finances up. That's all I want to know. No known threats, no requests outstanding. People think you're one of the immortals. Provides just enough food. They're likely to do well in the Pythian Games. City is safe from gods and monsters. Troops abroad.
With
There we go.
Sparta defeated, Athens has become the most prominent city in Greece.
Ah, good stuff. And I think that's the end of the adventure. So the next screen should be the good job, well done screen.
The time
Oh
has
no!
come to